All right, welcome back to My Mom's Basement. It is Robbie Fox, and I am here with Knox, one of my favorite new musicians, put on by Feidelberg. I don't know if you know Feidelberg from Barstool.
I do.
He was the one that put me onto you and was like, you got to check out Knox. You got to check out Not the 1975, all of your songs, your EPs and everything. We've been talking about you since, so I'm glad that you're here. The last time you were in New York, we wanted to go to your show, and we were both out of town.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Hey, next time. I'll be back soon. Don't worry.
But you were just telling me, you're a Barstool fan. You know Barstool. You know Mark Titus. You know all this stuff.
Yes, dude. This is crazy to me. Like, this is absolutely crazy that I'm here. My friends are going to freak that I'm here right now. I didn't tell them because I didn't even know. So this is sick.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that. Usually when we have bands in here, especially like I interview a lot of pop punk bands, a lot of bands in that genre, emo genre and stuff. A lot of them don't know Barstool at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. They're missing out. They're missing out, bro.
What do you actually think of New York? I know you've got a song called NYC.
Dude, I love this place so much. I was literally just on the phone with my girlfriend like an hour ago. Like, I just walked to a place to get some pizza, you know, like a spot that looked like I was going to get murdered if I go into.
Oh, yeah.
Like, those are the best spots, and I can't get enough of this place, man.
Always
I love it.
The hole-in-the-wall spots are always the best.
It's awesome.
I just went across the street and got a hot dog.
There you go.
I didn't know anything about that cart.
Dude, I just saw the big hot dog in Times Square.
We went for that too, yeah.
Crazy. Shoots confetti. I mean, like, it's wild.
The confetti shot was a little underwhelming when we went.
Oh, really?
It's just like a little...
I didn't see it, but, you know, I heard about it. So I'm going to just, in my mind, it's grand and beautiful.
Also, I do want to apologize. I don't usually wear, like, shorts. We just got back from Barstool Field Day.
Yeah?
Like, just got back. The office is still filing in.
Yeah? Dude, so you're, like, in it. I'm like a fan of you right now.
We did tug of war. We did egg toss. We did all the field day activities. Three-legged race.
Bro.
And then we did a wheelbarrow, you know, the race, whatever.
That's amazing.
I was trying to go fast. My guy, Billy Football, strong, big jack guy. I realized we were going to lose. He just dragged me.
Oh,
literally. So my elbows are all marked up right now.
Dude, I saw your little cut. I was like, this guy's a street fighter.
That just happened.
Know.
Yeah. I should tell people that. Yeah. I just got into it. I just, defended an old woman from getting her purse stolen. And,
you're like Spider-Man, bro.
Yeah. So you just had your first festival experience. Was that this past weekend?
Yeah. It was like
Hangout
3
Fest?
days ago. Yes, sir.
All right. Take me through that because we have like a fake band here at Barstool. Yeah. And we played a festival last year, and it might have been like the greatest day of my life. Just experiencing that for the first time. Did you have a similar
dude,
takeaway?
I'm a same boat.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. That was our first ever festival. I mean, I couldn't believe how many people were like, they pulled up for our set, man. It was crazy.
Did you have the, like, as you're playing, you see more and more people walking up and stuff?
Well, dude, to be honest with you, it was, even though it was so much fun, we had a lot of, like, technical stuff going on that you wouldn't have noticed from the crowd. But I was so trying to make sure everything went right that I actually kind of regret it because I feel like I didn't get to take any of it in.
You didn't get to enjoy it
because I was just trying to make sure
it
all.
Like in-ear stuff, like backing track stuff. Like
yeah,
stuff
bro.
like
in-ears went out, so I was rocking just the drums the whole. I couldn't hear my voice, couldn't hear guitar. I was literally just following the drums the whole show. It was
panicking in your head. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It was so funny because I have this picture from on stage where I'm like smiling, laughing, and I like showed my friends. I was like, guys, this is a picture of the most stressed out human being in the universe. I mean, it was crazy.
Well, one of my questions was going to be, what is your most like Spinal Tap like moment on stage? Like best and worst performance on stage? In terms of like, do you have like a moment that you could laugh about now, but was like that where it was chaos? Is that it?
Dude, yeah. Like I feel like all of our shows have always gone pretty well, and if something goes wrong, like I always feel like I'm pretty good at like handling it, because it's like, I don't know, there's two ways you can go about it. Things can go wrong and you can be like a diva and like be mad about it on stage, or you can just like laugh about it because it is like funny. You know what I mean? So
I don't want to throw this guy under the bus because I actually do like him. I like his music. Machine Gun Kelly I saw at Madison Square Garden, and he had some guitar issues during the last song, and I've never seen someone run off stage quicker to yell in someone's face. Like,
really?
Grabbed a guy by the like shirt, yelled in his face, and came back on stage. I was like, whoa.
See, I don't think it's ever that serious, dude. It's like we're all vibing, dude.
Like, I get that it was his first show at MSG and like the last song.
That's fair.
So I get that. But yeah, it was like everyone in the crowd kind of looked at each other like, is everything okay?
Yeah. Well, especially
a weird vibe over it.
Yeah, and like most of the time, it's like completely out of everyone's hands. Like our situation was just because it was like frequency stuff with like wireless packs.
I'm sure nobody in the crowd noticed.
No, everybody, like when I told all of my friends and even the guys that are in the band with me, like
Did their in-ears go out too, or no?
No, dude. Everybody else had a flawless
man,
set, and
just
they were
you.
great. And I'm like, well, I'm glad you guys had fun, dude, because I did not.
Did you see any good bands? Did you get to see any bands at Hangout Fest?
Dude, well, so, yeah, we stayed. I mean, I performed at 1:30 on Saturday, and then we stayed, like, all weekend and just, like, we're just fans. But, dude, I saw Renee rap, and I've never... I'm sorry to say this, but I had never listened to Renee rap's music. I just, obviously, like, I knew who she was. Her set blew my mind, dude.
Wow,
I mean, it was
really?
crazy. It was wild how good it was.
In terms of, like, her vocal performance, just tight band, like, all of it?
Everything. Tight band. She is so cool, bro. Like, she was so cool on stage. Her voice was insane. The songs were insane. Like, I always appreciate when you go to a concert and you can... Like, the front of house guy has the sound so dialed, you can hear the lyrics.
Yeah.
And you hear what they're saying. And so, yeah, you could hear it all. And, like, her songwriting was, like, amazing. Like, everything was a 10 out of 10.
Was she, like, your big takeaway coming out of Hangout Fest?
100%.
The one that blew you away
100%, yeah.
Who else was good at Hangout?
Chapel Rome was sick. She went on right after us. Dude, we went and saw Subtronics.
I don't know Subtronic. I've heard the name, but I don't know what their music's like.
Well, I hadn't really either. And, like, EDM's not really my thing, but have you ever heard of Dracula Flow? Have you ever heard of this?
No.
All right, I'm going to put you on after this.
Explain a Dracula Flow.
So it's basically this guy on YouTube. It's like this old man, and he paints, like, Dracula hair on his head. And then he says a bunch of these just, like, unreal quotes. And, like, me and my bandmates, like, we listen to Dracula Flow on the regular.
You gotta put me on, yeah.
Yeah, I'll put you on. But at one point in the set, it was like doing this crazy EDM drop, and it was like beat, 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 and then it stopped, and it was a Dracula Flow quote. And me and all my friends
You must have
like,
gone wild.
bro, I almost passed out, dude. I got so lightheaded, I almost passed out. It was crazy. It was absolutely mind blowing.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, we had fun.
I would love to go back and get the Knox origin story. I do this with a lot of the artists that I interview. Obviously, big comic book fan. You said you are as well.
Yeah.
I love an origin story. How did we get to this point with you and music?
Dude, so...
Where did you grow up, first of all?
So I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, cool. Ohio, yeah.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I mean, I just, like, grew up in the middle of nowhere and, you know, played sports my whole life. And then I really think my, like, urge to play music came from, like, after senior year, I looked like this, and I was like, well, dude, I'm not going to the NBA, so I got to figure out something else.
Is basketball your sport?
Yeah, dude, I love it. Basketball's my favorite thing. Like, college basketball is my favorite thing in the world.
And are you, like, a huge, like, Dayton fan? Like,
no, I'm actually a
have,
Kentucky
like, a team?
fan.
Oh,
like,
really?
die-hard Kentucky fan.
Coach K, or is that Duke?
That's Duke. Yep.
I'm not. See, I'm not. I
He wasn't
can't
lying.
match you here.
Yeah, that's all right. No, huge Kentucky fan. Like, my family's from Kentucky and stuff, so, like,
Cool.
Huge fan of them. And, yeah, I went to Ohio University. I was going to be a teacher.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you?
My girlfriend went there.
All right, this guy knows.
That's crazy.
Come
yeah.
on.
I just went there like last J-Bar. Is that one of the, is that the spot? I was just there.
I've been to J-Bar once or twice. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Unreal. The Bobcats. Go Bobcats.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's a wild place, dude. It's like I call it like Wakanda for degenerates, dude, because you're like literally driving in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, and then you just turn a corner and all of a sudden there's just like college town.
Yeah.
And it's just
It is in the middle of nowhere. I've been once in my life.
Middle of
We had a
nowhere.
fun time, though.
Oh,
It was really on that one street. It's just everything happens.
It's a blast, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I really learned there was how to play guitar and then like drink and party. Like,
So you weren't necessarily interested in music until college? Like, you started learning guitar in college?
yeah, so I picked up a guitar like right at the end of my senior year, basically. But dude, I always like loved music though. Like I feel like I always say this, and I feel like I've said it so many times that it's not as funny as it used to be. But like, bro, when I was in like 7th grade, you know, all my friends started listening to like rappers and like Drake and Eminem, and I like for sure had that phase because I love all that stuff. But dude, I was also like, bro, are we not listening to the Jonas Brothers anymore? Like the Jonas Brothers go so hard.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like I always knew like I just like liked music a little differently than most like guys my age. 'Cause then like in high school I got really into like Ed Sheeran and James Bay and like singer-songwriters and stuff like that. And then yeah, like senior year, man, I was always just constantly on YouTube watching like live performances, and I was just like, man, I feel like if I picked up a guitar and learned how to play, like, I feel like I could write songs that way and sing that way.
That's like an impressive confidence to have in yourself.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I always knew, like, I knew I could always sing like higher than most guys.
When you're singing along to songs and stuff?
Yeah. Like I'd be singing in my car. I was like, dude, I kind of got it a little bit. Like, and I was bad back then, but I definitely.
Did anyone in your family like notice, like you singing along to something? Hey, you got a decent voice.
Well, my aunt would always tell me to go on American Idol.
Okay.
But I was like, no, I'm not gonna sing in front of people. That's weird. you know, it was like that energy.
Were you embarrassed first time you ever like really sang in front of someone, or you feel okay about it?
No, because the first time I ever played in front of anybody was I sang my cousin's first dance song.
Oh, intimidating.
And I crushed it. Dude.
Nice.
No,
but
I felt good.
You got to crush though.
Yeah.
Like, if you're noticeably bad during that,
that's
like
what I'm saying. And everybody seemed.
On you.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody like seemed to like it. And I don't know. I think people just like boosted my ego enough that I was just like, I'm gonna keep doing this.
What was the song?
It was "I'm Yours" by Russell Dickerson.
Nice.
He commented on my Instagram reel the other day too, and I was like, bro, this is crazy. I sent it to her. I was like, Russell Dickerson, dude.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then like your first show like as Knox with your own originals, like what was that like?
Well, dude, so it was actually so I was a songwriter, right? And I had made these songs that like, so my first EP, How to Lose a Girl in 7 Songs, right?
Yep.
All of those songs were meant for other artists. Like,
oh, really? Did you have the intention of like, maybe I'll just be a songwriter?
For sure. I had, so like, when I made those songs, so basically what happened was I got signed as a staff writer to this company called River House, which is like under Sony. So I got signed to be a songwriter because I wrote, have you ever heard of John Harvey? Or
yeah, the name sounds very familiar.
It's because he does a bunch of stuff with games we play. And I know you know games we play.
Yes.
So you know Get a Job.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I wrote that song.
Really?
I can show you the demo of me singing it on my phone.
Bro, that's a banger.
Thanks, bro.
That's a great song.
Thanks, dude.
I love that song.
Thanks, bro. But yeah, because of those songs. So, and there's another band called Arrows in Action too. So I had written a bunch of songs that basically blew up on TikTok. And so I got signed, and then right when I got signed, it became my job to make songs. Yeah. So I was like, well, shoot, I have these 7 songs that are just kind of laying around. I'm gonna record them, and we'll just send them to artists.
Yeah.
And this is literally like a month into me signing my songwriting deal.
Whoa.
And I recorded all the songs, and I showed them to my publishers, and they were like, dude, you're not giving these.
Yeah,
they were like,
you're
they were like, you're stupid. They were like, you're making TikTok. And I was like, no, dude. I was like, I don't want to do that.
Wow.
But they were like, let's just put out one, and if if nothing happens, we won't make you put out another one. Yeah. And then the 4th TikTok I ever posted was sneakers, and it I woke up at like 4 million views, and I was like, well, shit. I'm an artist now. And then
so let me ask you this: making songs that blow up on TikTok, when you say make the first 1 or 2 that do really well, do you go into writing a song with like, how can I write a song that will be good on TikTok?
Never.
Because
I'm
ruin you,
dude.
right?
I'm still like anti TikTok, dude.
You are
just because not anti, because obviously I'm very grateful. Like without TikTok, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. But like, dude, I just think good music is good music, and because one thing that always bothered me, like when it all started to happen, would be people coming up to me asking like, dude, how do you do TikTok? Like you just have TikTok master. And it's like, dude, I don't have TikTok figured out at all. It's like the videos are me standing there pointing up to the sky where the lyrics are. Like I'm not making these crazy videos, but it's like, it's the songs, and the focus has always been on the songs. And so, I just think like good music is good music, and it will be found if it's good enough. You know what I mean?
I feel that way too, because obviously there's a lot of bands I love right now that I found on TikTok and that blow up through TikTok. At the same time, I'm such an album person.
Same.
I love listening to an album start to finish.
Yep.
That like the single culture coming in, I'm like, I kind of wish it was not as prevalent. It's such a double-edged sword.
Dude, I'm in that boat right now, like putting on my own music where it's like,
I was wondering about that too. Like, how do you decide how you're going to release music and in what quantity? And should it be an EP? Should we wait and do an album? Like,
yeah. Well, dude, it's all like, when it gets into like the business side, it's all like strategy stuff. Yeah. And nowadays, it typically falls into like, let's just do singles. But I'm like you, where I'm like, dude, I want to make a debut album. But
even like your EP is like listening to them, like they do feel very complete. They feel very like they fit together.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that, because that was always the goal for all of them. So I'm glad you said that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Who do you like listen to? Like what do you?
A lot of pop punk, a lot of modern pop punk stuff, a lot of Neck Deep, Wonder Years,
Fire, okay.
like that kind of stuff.
Sick.
Young Culture, stuff like that.
Yeah, Young Culture. I know those guys.
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
Just stuff like
That's
that.
fire.
But also, like, my taste is a lot of all over the place. A
Yeah.
lot of, like, hair metal. I listen to, like, Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue and Kiss.
Sick.
And then Oasis is, like, maybe, like, my number one. Them and All Time Low are neck and neck.
Okay, sick. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wait, so how did you meet our boy Dan? I'm sorry, I have to ask you this.
All through All Time Low. So All Time Low, I have their skull tattooed on me right here.
Fire, okay.
Like, my whole life, pretty much, were my favorite band.
Cool.
And when I got hired here, I just started, of course, wearing All Time Low merch in videos and stuff.
Okay.
Because that is my wardrobe.
Right.
And actually, Steve, do you know Steve from their crew?
I don't think so.
Steve and Vinny Vegas, who used to sell merch for them at the exact same time, hit me up and were like, hey, we're Barstool fans. Like, if you ever want to come through a show, like, let us know.
That's
like,
sick.
Are you kidding me?
You're like, this is the greatest day of
I've
my life.
been to 20 shows. I would love to come through. So it's
That's
just
awesome.
years of, like, going to All Time Low shows and hanging out with them.
That's so sick,
We'll
dude.
send me and Dan, sometimes he's got a bacon, egg, and cheese notes app. I don't know if you know about it, but everywhere he goes, he tries a bacon, egg, and cheese in every city.
Dan does?
And then he'll put it in a notes app and score it.
Oh, I'm going to have to ask him about this.
So, yeah, have him send it through. And
I
then
spend a
when
lot
you're
of
in a
time
new
with
city,
that guy. I'm surprised he's never said this to
He's
me.
got to send you the bacon, egg, and cheese notes app.
Yeah, he's good dude, that fella.
And you're about to go back on tour with the band Camino.
Yes, sir.
You've been on tour with them before.
Yeah.
Another amazing band. What was the tour like, the original one?
Well, dude, it was awesome because I just got thrown into it so fast. I mean, like,
huge venues.
Yeah, I mean,
intimidating.
my first like real show was Georgia Theater with them, sold out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I remember like 30 seconds before going on stage, and I was like, I don't want to. I was like, I don't want to do it, dude.
Anxiety before going on stage? I do, big time.
Well, I did that first show, but then I went out there and played it, and I was like, oh, that was like sick.
I get anxiety till we're 30 seconds into the first song.
Really?
And then once you're there, it's like almost like going to the gym. Like the worst part is like convincing yourself to do it. But once you're there, you're like, all right,
dude, I get like, I feel like, and maybe it's because I grew up playing sports, like, before, like 30 seconds before, I'm like, I could run through a brick wall, dude. I'm like, let's get it, dude. Like, I'm just so amped.
Yeah, when I walk on stage, I put on a brave face, but I don't like calm down until like 30 seconds.
I feel that. Yeah, sometimes I get a little ahead of myself, and like I get out there and I start singing too fast. So I'm like, all right, relax.
That's our problem too. Is we don't play too quick or anything.
Oh, dude.
The tempo gets quick, very fast.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah.
Also, you're on the new Hardy album. How did that come about?
Dude, yeah,
Hardy's like super friendly with a lot of people at Barstool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I get to actually talk about. I've known about this for so long, but like it's when you're dealing with somebody of that caliber, you just can't say anything to anybody. So I'm very grateful that I get to talk about this now.
Yeah,
you're my first person.
A long time ago?
No, so I recorded it. I recorded it probably like 2 months ago, but I found out probably like 4 or 5.
And how does that happen? He just hits you up and says, "I got this song. I think you can get on it." Like,
yeah. So do you know the band Bill Murray? You ever heard of this band?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. So they're one of my favorite bands ever. The lead singer is one of my best friends. Also, Bill Murray, Bilmuri, one word, not the man. But we did a song. We have a song out together called "Corn-Fed Yetis" that we actually got Hardy on, and Hardy's on the song.
Oh, really?
But we weren't allowed because the song is called Corn-Fed Yetis, and it's like Bill Murray and Johnny, that's the lead singer's name. Like his whole thing is like it's all like kind of meme culture.
Okay.
And his like he got on the song, he did like this whole screamo part, sang the last chorus. It's like very clearly Hardy. And then his label was like, y'all are not tagging him in this. And we were like, come on, bro. And they said no, but he did it anyway.
You're able to put it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those who know.
Yeah, so I didn't, but I never met him recording it. But then we did a show in Nashville that I opened for Bill Murray. And he came and did the song with us on stage. And that was how I met him. And, like, ever since then, he's just been, like, a fan. And, you know, I live in Nashville and do a lot of, like, writing even in the country world and stuff. And so, yeah, I think, like, word just kind of got around, and he just texted me and sent me the song. He was like, I was actually in New York. It was the last time I was in New York, and he was just like, hey, man, I got this song. I think you should sing on it. And I was like, I mean, what do you do when Hardy sends you a song and tells you? Like, obviously, like, I was, like, sick. And then it was so funny. I was actually just telling Jess a second ago, they sent me, and, you know, obviously I don't do country music, and it's like, it's a pretty country song, but it was so funny because they sent me this, like, whole thing that he's singing. And typically when you feature on something, you write your own verse.
Yeah.
And he sends it to me, and it's like pretty country, whatever. And I was like, all right, well, y'all send me the open verse, I'll write something. And they're like, nah, just sing what we wrote. And I was like, all right. So it's like me singing this like really country verse, but it's sick, dude. And I'm like so stoked to be on it, and I can't wait for people to hear it.
Do you, as a songwriter, think about genre when you're writing songs? Because Hardy does it really well with country and rock. I feel like you do it very well with your music too, where like some songs, like the chorus will sound very pop punky, and then it drops out and the verses may be more poppy or more punky. And do you think about that consistently or no? Yeah.
Well, my thing is always like my goal is to always write a pop song and then throw live drums and electric guitars on it and see how it works. And if it doesn't, like, for example, like I have a song called I'm So Good at Being Alone that we tried to throw electrics on it and stuff, and it was like, this is weird. Let's just keep it a pop song. So we kept it a pop song. But then you have songs like Love Letter, which was really written on acoustic guitar. But then we added the electrics, and we were like, this is wild. And so, I always just like spam with big electric guitars and solos and anything that's going to go crazy in an arena,
When you're in the studio, do you have go-to like sounds to reference? Do you say like, I want my guitar to sound like so-and-so's guitar or this album?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just kind of different. It's 95% of the time, it's whatever I'm listening to on the way to the studio. Okay. Whatever comes up, and I'm like, oh, I should make something like this today. It's like something like that. Yeah.
All right, now, give me. Letterboxd does like your 4 favorite movies, and they don't have to be your numbered list, but 4 of your favorite. We'll do it with albums. 4 albums that inspired you listen to all the time, anything like that.
Okay. Let's see. I know 2 of them. The first one is From Under the Cork Tree, Fall Out Boy.
Love it.
All the gin joints in all the world, one of my favorite songs ever. But that album's amazing. Love Is Not Dying, Jeremy Zucker.
Okay.
Kind of out there. I feel like most people wouldn't expect me to say that because it's so like soft pop, but that as an album as a whole is like insane. That Multiply by Ed Sheeran, which I'm going to the show tonight.
I was going to say, he's playing tonight. Yeah.
So stoked, dude.
He just posted a video like riding his bike down the street.
I saw that. I was like, I was out on the street, dude. I didn't see you. Multiply, and then what is my 4th? What is it? I mean, honestly, dude, the Laugh's first album, I Met You when I was 18. Yeah. That was one that made me want to like. That was one of those where I feel like I could write songs like that, but on acoustic guitar.
And then we'll keep the lists going.
Okay.
Give me the top 3 live shows you've ever been to, and 3 that are on your bucket list. 3 that you haven't seen live yet that you still want to.
Okay. 1975 at Lollapalooza last year was crazy.
I was at the MSG show that they put out.
I bet it was insane.
And I wasn't a huge fan of them, to be honest. They're my girlfriend's favorite band.
It makes sense live.
I was like bringing her to be like, I'll bring you to see Maddie and all that. And then you go live and you're like, oh
wait,
God.
They're actually
they're
like
a rock band.
They're insane.
Yeah.
Dude. So definitely them. When I saw Ed Sheeran on the Multiply tour back in like 2015 in Cincinnati. Because that was like when he was on the come up. It was an amphitheater.
Oh, cool.
But that was back when he was like just blowing up, and it's just like there's 20,000 people, and it's just this like one sweaty dude on stage. I was like, this is guitar, wild. Yeah, I was like, this is insane. That, and then, bro, I know this is a little like quick. I'm telling you, Renee Rapp was like that, bro. Renee Rapp was every amount like that.
Wow. And then 3 that are on your bucket list.
21 Pilots for sure. I would love to see them.
OH, big Ohio band.
Yep. Honestly, I want to see 1975 as like their tour because I saw them I saw them at a festival where they were just playing the bank, but I want to see their like set. And then 3rd would be who have I been listening to? Dude, probably T Swift, dude. I've never seen it, bro.
I've never seen her either.
Those shows look...
It seemed like this was the tour to see her on, too, though. It feels like any other tour, like, it's not going to be the Eras tour. So
right. I feel like it's one of those shows... I feel like she's just one of those people that, I feel like I would be the person that's like, I know I know the big songs, but I don't know the other ones. But then you show up to her show, and every song is the big song, and you're like, oh wait, I know every single one of these.
Well, that's the thing. I've looked at her set list recently because she just added stuff to it. I wanted to see
Yeah.
what was added. I think she's playing like 44 songs or something. Some of them being partials. But when you look down the list, it's at least 30 like hits that everyone knows, that your mom knows.
Jeez,
It's crazy.
40 songs. Like, dude, we did like 16 on my headline tour, and I was 17 would have killed me for sure.
Dude, we're struggling with that right now. We have a show next Friday in Chicago. It's
Yeah.
going to be one of our biggest shows yet.
Yeah.
It's like a 900 cap place, and we want a long set for it. So,
Good luck, brother.
Bro, our set right now, I'm looking at, is 27 songs.
Yeah, have fun, man. Let me know how it goes.
2
dude.
originals. So that's how we do it. Is
Yeah.
There are 25 songs that everyone in the crowd is going to know.
And get
We'll
wild,
sprinkle in
too.
a couple originals.
You're like,
you know?
hey, by the way, we wrote this one.
Yeah.
Goes hard.
We hope
promise.
people don't notice it's the original.
Yeah.
You know, just keep moving.
That's awesome.
And then do you have like an artist or anyone that you follow trajectory-wise that you would like your career to emulate? Like, do you look at someone and say, they did it like this, so I want to do it like this? Is it like someone like Ed Sheeran?
I mean, yeah, definitely him. Yeah. I mean, more so in the way of like, because obviously him and I are in like super different spaces in terms of like the music that's made. Yeah. But I feel like when I was always watching him, I was always like, man, like if I was ever in a position like that, in the way that he was blown up, like I was always like, I would want to treat people like that, and I would want people to think of me that way, the way that they think of him. How like anytime you ever bring up Ed Sheeran to anybody that has like ever been around him, is he's either the nicest guy in the world or he's the hardest working guy in the world, but that's it. And like, so I always wanted to be like, I always said if I was ever in a position like this, that's what I would want people to say about me.
Did you see his Sunday conversation? We do those Sunday
It was
conversations.
so funny,
here.
dude. Yeah.
So Glenny Balls and Caleb got to hang out with him all night.
Yeah.
And had that to say about him. They said
Really?
the nicest guy they've ever done that with.
Yep.
He doesn't have a cell phone. You know, he just emails
Yeah,
people
yeah.
and stuff like that. But they both of them were like, we just wish he had a cell phone so we could text him. Like,
Did
"You're the
you get to meet Sketch?
man." No, I didn't.
Oh,
I wish,
bro.
because he's hysterical.
Bro,
I don't know where they did that one. It wasn't in New York.
We changed. So on our headline tour, the intro starts. It's like, "What's up, guys? It's Knox," and then the beat kicks in, and then it's a bunch of like quotes from movies.
Oh, sick.
It's like just like my favorite movie quotes,
like
whatever.
that.
It's just like a bunch of random quotes and stuff. For Just Hangout Fest, we changed all of it and made it all sketch quotes. So it like, instead of "What's up, guys?" it's Knox. It started "What's up, brother?" and then it like it was so sick. So
What are some of your favorite movies? Speaking of movies, you said you're into like nerdy stuff, Marvel stuff.
dude, yeah, and like Christopher Nolan movies,
Oh,
like
Nolan's the man.
the man.
Prestige?
The
One of
Prestige,
the greatest
Inception,
movies ever, yeah.
Interstellar, like Inception and Interstellar, like definitely 2 of my top like 5
Yeah.
for sure. But I mean, like, but then like The Dark Knight.
Yeah. That's my favorite ever.
The Dark Knight's my favorite movie ever, with Heath Ledger as the Joker.
best.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to a legend,
Yeah.
man.
One of the best like villain performances ever.
Ever,
You could
bro.
say one of the best performances ever.
Yeah, yeah, but definitely those, and like, I mean, like I said, I love the Marvel movies.
Stoked for Deadpool.
I've never been
Looks
more.
so good.
I've never been more excited for anything, because I think it's gonna be the revival, dude.
I think so too.
I think
I
so.
think they're bringing it back.
And like, dude, I'm so glad. I wanted to talk to you about this because you're on this level with me.
Yeah.
I'm currently watching Loki with my girlfriend. She's never seen it, but we just finished Endgame.
That was my favorite Marvel show.
It's the best.
Yeah.
And like, I am so sad that everything, like how Jonathan Majors and everything,
know.
it breaks my heart because
They
he
set it up so well in the first 2 seasons.
he was amazing.
He
dude.
was.
It was literally
The finale of season 1.
It was Heath Ledger Joker-esque, bro.
Yeah.
His performance when he's standing on the. I mean, it was like, oh my god! And so my soul is just still crushed
I know.
that all of that
Hopefully
happened. And
Deadpool fixes it. And, like, Deadpool's the kind of movie where they could address it
yeah,
head on and be like, "Hey, sorry, we had to get him out of here."
yeah,
We'll
literally.
move on. Yeah.
And it'll be beautiful. But I'm stoked, dude. I love how they're like using the TVA and
I
like,
know.
oh, bro.
They got Tom from Succession. Were you a
yeah,
Succession
yeah,
guy?
Yep.
Bringing him in is great.
Yeah, that's
Did
gonna
you
be
watch
sick.
X-Men 97?
I haven't yet, but I've heard it's amazing. It got
Dude,
like
it's so
100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
It's worthy of it too.
Yeah,
Like,
is
did
it
you
good?
watch the original ever in the 90s?
No.
Like, it was so good in terms of just like adapting stuff from the comics
yeah,
directly as they happen in the comics.
yeah.
and 97 is definitely made with adults in mind.
Yeah.
Like it's very adult leaning.
That's
I have a
sick.
nephew who's 9 and he stopped watching it like halfway through because it was
Really?
scary.
Really?
So it's like it very much knows who the audience is.
Does it like teeter Invincible vibes?
Dude, I thought it was better than Invincible
Really?
this season. It's not as violent, obviously.
These are
like,
huge words right now.
I was just texting my co-host, and I was like, never in a million years did I think X-Men 97 was going to do adult themes better than Invincible Season 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I'm gassed up. So I'm currently watching.
It's a good binge, too, you know? It's 20-minute episodes.
Well, that's why I was going to wait. And I'm in this weird... So I've been doing, like, radio promo all over the country, so I've spent a lot of time alone in hotel rooms. And I hadn't seen Breaking Bad in, like, 10 years.
I'm rewatching. You and me were the same. I'm rewatching right now.
Oh, no way.
My girlfriend's never seen it. So
what season are you on?
4 already. Towards the end of 4.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's 4 and 5 are the best.
4 and 5
best
are,
ones,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
But I only rewatched it because I wanted to watch. I've heard Better Call Saul is like phenomenal, but I've never seen it, and I hadn't seen Breaking Bad in 10 years. So I was like, I need to rewatch Breaking Bad. So now I'm like, almost finished with season 2 of Better Call Saul, and then once I'm done, I'm gonna do X-Men. Yeah. And like, to be honest, I've been kind of slacking. I haven't seen Echo yet either. I've heard it's not amazing.
It's good, but yeah, you could get to it when you get to it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So I'm kind of.
It's like it's very worth watching. You're not gonna finish and be like, that sucked.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna finish and be like, we need season 2.
What do you think of? What do you think about Daredevil? Like, do you think it's gonna be?
I think it's gonna be good because they were saying it originally wasn't. They were like,
and then they
were gonna have no connections to the original show, and then I think they had people come in and be like, you can't do
this.
This
is
like,
terrible.
People are gonna be pissed. Yeah. They were filming it pretty close to our office actually.
No way.
Yeah, I went on like the day after they filmed to see if they had any of the signage up still, and they didn't. Which was a bummer, but.
Well, I'm interested because when they brought him into She-Hulk, I was like, this is something.
Yeah, it was like a different kind of.
I was like, this is interesting.
I kind of like that they brought him in just to be like, yeah, he fucks.
Yeah,
like,
which
he's fucking.
Literally, he literally does. That's so funny.
All right, my final question I ask to every single band or artist that comes on the show, because I'm a huge Oasis fan. It's Oasis themed. Noel Gallagher once said he summed up everything he ever wanted to say in his life with 3 songs. He said, "Live Forever," "Cigarettes and Alcohol," and "Rock and Roll Star." After that, he's just repeating himself. So if you had to pick 3 of your own songs, or I'll extend it to songs that you've written that sum up everything you want to say, which 3 would you select?
NYC, because that's my baby. That was the one song when I was a songwriter. I wrote it, and I was like, no one will ever sing this but me.
You placing it on the end of the EP is a great move, too.
Thanks.
Like, it's such a good, it caps that whole EP
the bookend,
off.
baby.
Yeah.
NYC, Love Letter. And then, like, honestly, like, I have this song called Here's to Us, which that song, it's just like, it's one of those where at the end of the day, nothing matters more than me, than my relationships with people that I have. And so, that one means a lot to me. I love singing it. And I don't think it had its moment that it deserved, but it'll get it.
It'll get that moment.
Go listen to it.
When does the tour with Band CAMINO start?
July 8th.
There you go. Day before my birthday.
Get your tickets fast.
Make sure you say it on stage. Be like, day before Robbie Fox from Barstool's birthday. Start of the tour.
There we go.
Get your tickets to that and stream Knox's music everywhere.
Come through.